In this video, I'm going to make a huge villager trading center mansion and somewhere else for the villagers to live. And to future me, this is what they're going to look like. We're going to start by getting some dirt from the nearby islands to fix the land around the mansion. Doing long, boring things in Minecraft really makes you think about the mysteries of life, such as why the Stranger Things finale was so buns, and that's basically it. There's only one problem on this island. It's not completely flat. The trees are disgusting birch. They must perish. Throughout this series, I'm going to slowly turn my sensitivity up so I can get better and better at the game, hopefully. With the dirt from our conquered islands of the west, I started filling in the holes of the stupid platform of dirt. And this stupid traitor started trying to hammer on me. I wouldn't take it, so he needed to die. But he didn't end up dying the right way, so mission failed. Ignore the fact that I just missed that, and secondly, the spear is kind of odd to use compared to the other weapons, so. I sped this up because it took way too much time for me to trap this fool. And yeah, it was a waste of time because he fell on the way in and died from the 3-block fall because I beat him to death with my fists. And that's his grave. After realizing that the 2 measly islands were not enough, I looked in my shulker box and realized I have no dirt because I'm broke and I didn't farm nearly long enough. Onwards to the swamp. I always wanted to get rid of this thing. One day, this whole swamp will just be one beautiful Walmart parking lot. Someday. Someday, very soon. Maybe that will be 2,000 days to 3,000 days, turning this whole swamp into a parking lot. After getting enough dirt from the swamp, hopefully, I started filling in the gaps. After realizing that I was broken gold and my tools were about to break, those tools being my armor, I went to the piglin farm that was made out of garbage and started farming. Someday I will redesign this farm, but not today. This thing's gonna stay ugly. And I used a redstone design from Java because I'm dumb, even though I'm on Bedrock. So yeah, I'm kind of stupid. By the way, if you wanted to know how lucky I am, these will answer your questions. It's just so great knowing I have those cards. And there we go. But mostly the whole little area is completely filled in with dirt. That was not fun at all, but didn't take very long, I guess, in the grand scheme of things. Time to start the next section. For reference, this is what it used to look like before I filled it in. So, much better. These dudes are super ugly and I need them out of sight and they're stupid little buildings, so I'm gonna build them a little head for them to live in. A villager head, that is. So I went over to the pumpkin and watermelon farm to collect everything so that I could trade with the villagers to get some glowstone and other garbage that they sell that I really like. Once done collecting resources, I went over to the villagers and started trading garbage for garbage. In my storage room floating in the sky, my workers seemed to have forgotten who they work for, so I started smashing them with an axe to maybe remind them. I think they got the gist of it because they started working right after I said that. Well, did that, not said it, but yeah, they were feeling pretty energetic and ready to do work, which is how they should always feel. Maybe someday I'll give them honey so that they'll never stop working, but until then, I guess I'll just wait. I got really bored of the projects I was working on for a minute, so I started looking for all the dyes in the game so I could make 2 of every sheep for this farm I have. That's literally just red and blue sheep because I'm dumb. That's why all my pathways are ugly. So I'm gonna fix that soon enough. I was looking for cocoa beans for like 4 minutes, and it was kind of just stupid because I forgot where they were, and I couldn't find any until I did. After even more searching, it turned night, and I was still failing to find any cocoa beans. And you may be wondering, why is your hunger at like half or 1? It's because I'm doing an achievement where you save yourself from starvation with rotten flesh. So that's why I'm doing it. Yeah, pretty good reason, I know. After more searching, I finally found some more cocoa beans. So I quickly got the bone meal out and started bone mealing them until I could have them forever. And I'll never let go of these until I did 10 minutes later and forgot about them, and now I don't have any more cocoa beans and I have to come back here. I then got back to the place and made all the dyes and started replacing all the sheep with different wool types and blah, 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 blah. It was super boring and I had to wait for them to grow again. But I marked them down pretty well, so it'll be pretty easy in the future. My leggings were just missing like 1 enchantment, and that was Swift Sneak 3. So I put that on my leggings after I remembered randomly. And then I could walk fast on my butt. So, all in all, very good day, 1623. Then I started to edit my character, and I was looking at whether the earth cape looked better or the zombie horse cape. And this one was kind of like a stupid decision because they kind of looked both ugly. So I ended up just choosing none. I started jumping on the roof to finally get the achievement with the rotting flesh. And I decided to, for some reason, destroy the wall first. Because I don't know why I did this. I have no idea why I took the time to do this while I'm starving to death. Like, give me food, please. I'm still mining the wool, just so you know. But then I finally threw the wool off the edge of the earth, never to be seen again, and ate rotten flesh, and finally got the achievement. But you can't see because I don't have the right settings on. I went back to the dumb gold farm and started getting gold because I needed to build a double beacon for a mesa where I was mining the materials for a villager head. Because again, my organization system is built from Java and that doesn't work in Bedrock, so I organized all the stupid gold swords and garbage and realized that my organization system had gotten worse somehow, and now I had to fix it again. But overall, I came back with more gold than I had before, so win-win, I guess. Even though it took a long time to organize all that garbage. I took my rotten flesh and shulker boxes full of it, and started feeding it to my villagers so they could give me so much money, because obviously rotting flesh that you found on the ground is more important to somebody than a rare green gem that's almost impossible to find on your own. It's probably because the villagers... Alright, so I'm flying to my mesa biome that's like 1,000 blocks away, or maybe 2,000, so I can put down a golden beacon and mine it way faster for this villager head of somewhat big proportions. And just so you know, these chunks are a little broken, like they're a little corrupted. This world is like too old. That's why you can see like gaps in the chunks. That's not like a visual glitch, that's a literal glitch where there's a mine shaft like in the water. Anyway, this is the finished villager head build. I didn't really want to go over the material gathering and just like the overall designing of it, but I'll tell you that I got it from like a butcher, mostly from his headband, and now I'll show you the interior. It's really not much, but this did take a few in-game days, I guess. And for some reason I started destroying torches because I have autism. But I put like berry bushes, well, not berry bushes, I forget what they're called. I think they're called glowberries, and it's just so that they can grow and just like act as an easy light source for the villager head itself, so it doesn't spawn a million monsters. And that's basically it for that. This right here is the location of the trading hall mansion that I'm going to build before 1700 days. I have marked out where the 4 pillars will be, marking its construction, but I think it'll be primarily made out of pine. So moving on to collecting the pine, I turned my camera sensitivity up because it was taking way too long, and throughout the series I'll continue to raise my sensitivity until it's super high so I can do everything faster. Moving on to the building, I skipped a lot because I forgot to record the beginning part, but I skipped the bottom and just went right to the top design, and I figured out that I wanted dark oak stairs with pine walls, and there was going to eventually be glass in between all that. So after I decided that, I just kept working on it, and that's it. This was taking way too long, so I decided to build a gold beacon like right before this for haste and speed when I was putting blocks down. But I was also just growing a bunch of trees as I was doing this because I didn't get nearly enough, and I just wanted to work on the build itself. If you're wondering why there's such a big gap in days in between this build and the other part, it's because me and my friend went to the ancient cities, like a bunch of them, to find the rarest trim, I think, in the game, and we customized our armor, which I didn't show in this clip here, but I do eventually in a minute, like fully. And I did skip a bunch of the building, sadly, but there's still like the upper interior, which I didn't get to design yet, but I really just had all the exterior walls and the bottom floor inside, but I had yet to complete the top floor. And not quite all the lanterns were done, so. And there was a couple gaps under the pillars where there should be like stone, so I haven't finished all of this yet, just the exterior really. I failed to do that way too many times just to show the back of this, but Yeah, it's pretty good. It's the best build I've ever done in my life. Like design wise. Like I have the giant castle over there, but it's all the same material. Well, two materials, tuff and cobbled deep slate. And this one blows it out of the water just in terms of like design and just like the amount of different woods that I used. And here's the staircase I built. It has like lanterns and a little bit of glowstone under the stairs and stuff to make it glow without the ugly glowstone in the middle of your house. But I lighted up the roof since the last clip, and I decided I need to cut down the swamp for bookshelves because I don't have nearly enough wood to fill them all up. I was getting obliterated by this zombie and spider and sheep. He almost got me. It was pretty close, this one. After cutting down the swamp, I went back and started crafting the library books into shelves and realized that I probably didn't have enough, but I still started placing them. I skipped the giant shelf so that I could go straight to finishing the little shelves, but still didn't have enough. I misplaced those and had to mine them with a silk pickaxe, which took not that much time, but a waste of time for sure. And beforehand, I had gone to the stronghold just for the books, and I misplaced another shelf. But during the visit to the stronghold, I almost died from like a billion silverfish because I thought it'd be funny if I experimented with them, and it didn't go well. I had to go back into the swamp and got way more wood to finish the bookshelves, which I do end up doing, but way too much time on bookshelves, like 5 days. After running out of bookshelves, I have to go back to the stronghold to their library so I could decimate thousands of years of intellectual property. And I started destroying everything. I flew through the end portal because it would be way faster, and it just put me right back at the villager trading area so I could finish the final bookshelves, but realized that I was missing 2 and had no wood, so I had to go back and get more wood to finish this. I missed the elytra because I suck, and realized I had only spruce planks to use, which sucks because the spruce planks look really nice. And I finally crafted the final 2 books. So then I experimented with these bookshelves, which don't drop on spawn, which I got chiseled bookshelves, which are 3 slabs and 6 planks, so they're pretty expensive. So I just for some variety, because it can't all just be the same thing over and over again, right? That'd be terrible. Very terrible. Placing these books down was almost as terrible as watching the last 3 Star Wars movies. Maybe slightly better, thinking about it from the future now. I had to go to the stronghold for a 3rd time to fill up the chiseled bookshelves with books for the aesthetic. And I forgot how to get there, so I just basically went through this tunnel I built like thousands of days ago when me and my friend had first come onto this world. I decided I couldn't just let this place be, and I pulled out the flint and steel and started burning this place just like that one dude in Rome, or was it Greece, thousands of years ago. I don't know, the guy who wanted his name to be remembered forever. Anyway, this is the pathway I just built for this. And I didn't put gravel because I didn't want to put any blocks under it, because as of right now, it would have just fallen into the lake that's under this platform. And I don't think I'll ever fill this in. But I went up to the Death Star I have, which is a storage room filled with little midgets that work for me, aka sweatshop workers. And without further ado, this is the projects with Vibrant Visuals on max settings. And without further ado, this is the finished interior. Mind the cakes. They're for the guests. So we got the bookshelves. And then we have the chiseled bookshelves with books that you can actually take off the shelf. Then we got the lines of perfectly mirrored lanterns and unfinished projects in the background, sadly. And more chiseled bookshelves. So overall, this was a fun project, and the next ones will be much bigger from here on out, because this was really just a starter of the channel, I guess you could say, and it'll only get better from here. And as day 1692 came to an end, I watched the shadow of the building, the shadow of the other building in front of it, slowly go down, and watched its beautiful. When it became night, with all my goals for this 100 days finished, I decided to fly to my creeper farm and just AFK it for the rest of the 8 days. On day 1699, I decided to go back to my castle from the creeper farm, and I went to my bed to end day 1699 and bring up day 1700. And as I slept, I thought of all the good times I had while building this world as a whole. I went to the second floor and went to the original castle-sized room and put day 1700 my controller kind of was going crazy, so that's why this looks like I'm having a heart attack. And with that, I put January 18th, the day that I played, day 1700, 2026. For some reason, I thought I could dye signs, and I was gonna choose black for some reason. I just wanted a black glowing sign, but I couldn't, so. And with that, it's completed. On midday of day 1700, I went to the top of the cabin area I'd built a while ago and just walked around, closed doors I'd left open. But anyway, Thank you so much for watching this video. I'm going to be pretty surprised if anyone made it this far with my terrible editing skills, but sorry, goodbye.